Live. Are we live now, fellas? I think we're live. Okay, so welcome to our second live broadcast. This will be fun.
Woo!
Um,
Or not.
yeah, well, we are Maverick and the Samurai. Thanks for coming and listening to the. Sorry,
Can't edit out anything anymore.
can't edit anything out now. Okay,
No bad words, no dumb sounds.
there we go. I mean, it's kind of too late for that second
Yeah,
second
I guess
one.
you're right.
We're kind of that's just the goofy stuff we do. I think though.
It is. Just let them have it.
Just let them have it.
Every once in a while, a crazy, really bad impression comes out,
Yes,
which we think are hilarious, and
we think are
hopefully
great.
someone else does. But it's like, God, you should be in movies. Like, I know, but no
I
thanks.
don't know about that.
But
But okay,
that was Jason
so-
Statham again. I need to be in movies.
I'm not really an actor. No, I want it all. I'm sorry, that was a Nick Kroll doing the impression.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
That's
Nick
a good one.
Kroll. Yeah,
That's good.
I love it. He's great. I feel like he's one of the comedians that like just so badly like wants to be taken seriously as a person. Like as a comedian, I feel like he's got it. You know what I mean? It's like you had the freaking Kroll show.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Mm.
The Kroll show. So he was on, I think, Comedy Central
Oh, geez.
or FX. I can't remember where it was.
FX. Wow.
Yeah, FX.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he was doing that, and like it was kind of a sketch comedy,
Mhm.
like the way that Key and Peele did.
Okay.
But it was just Nick Kroll. So like it's just him doing impressions of people
Oh
and
my
freaking
gosh.
crazy characters and stuff.
That's nuts.
Yeah, it was funny, but I think I watched like one episode of it because
You're
it
like,
was
yeah, I'm
just,
done.
it wasn't streaming anywhere.
Right. Well, that's what happens too with most of those guys. Like, I mean, like Jeff Dunham had a show, Jeff Foxworthy had a show. Like, there's only so much
Gosh.
of this like shtick you can take,
Yeah,
and I don't understand that. Maybe they just try to bang out a season. I don't know. Like, they're just like, hey, we're just gonna do one or whatever. But like the ones that like continuously just go and go, you're like, okay, this isn't funny anymore.
well, but none of these guys are like writing the material.
No, like at that point, no.
But that's
Definitely.
what made them funny.
Yeah.
Was they're writing their own jokes.
Which I don't know. I mean, I'm sure Key and Peele get help, but like I feel like they've withstood the test of time. I feel like
Yes.
a lot of their like even it was just the other day I saw one I hadn't seen before, and I'm like, that's really funny. Like their concepts are way they just sell it so well too,
Oh,
which is
100%.
Part of it.
I think the beauty of it is like if you give it's like if you gave someone like us
Mhm.
a budget.
Yeah,
Because if you could think about all the things that we
That's
that
true.
we've, like conceptualized over the years.
Yeah.
If we had a budget,
Oh, dude,
like we would be wrecking stuff.
that's true.
Because like even what we've been writing, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like if we had a budget for that,
Oh, dude.
oof.
First thing I'm doing, remaking Saw. First thing.
Oh,
I'm Jigsaw.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Welcome to hell. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
'Cause I kind of feel like we do a
Hey,
really fun job just like rewriting that, sort of like what Scary Movie tried to do, but actually making it funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Scary Movie 3 was great. I think it was the third one.
I think it was. No,
That-
it was Scary Movie 4. Because remember, he was.
Would-
it was Dr. Phil and Shaq.
That one was funny. I think the first one I ever saw, whichever it was, it had Charlie Sheen. Unless they all have Charlie Sheen.
So that was the second one.
Okay.
Wait, no, that was the third one.
That's right.
Because
and
there's
had,
so
like-
many of them.
And it had like the Eminem like guy like in it too. He was
Yes,
like rapping
yeah.
or whatever. Dude, like
Yeah.
I remember it's like not that far into the movie. And like there's this little boy, his name's Cody. Like and
Yeah.
like she's like, oh, I'm good with little kids, and like, oh, he says like I'm good with little kids, and he picks him up, and like you just see a fan
Yeah,
going, and
yeah.
then just ragdoll.
Yeah,
Like, just
yeah, just
launches him out the window.
out the window.
Dude, like tears coming down my
But
face.
you
I'm like,
heard,
this is
like,
so funny.
You heard the fan make the impact.
Oh yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
You know?
Like a cat, like putting his hand up
Yeah.
there. Yeah, just like, yeah. Oh
And
man,
then he comes
dude.
in and he's like holding his head. He's
Yeah.
like,
He's like, oh,
oh.
I'm sorry, and then it hit again or whatever. And then like the guy, like he keeps getting thrown out of windows, but like he will
Yeah, oh
land
gosh.
and is up
Yeah.
so quick. Like
In a
is
second.
that was I'm like that. Are we just gonna
Yeah,
fast forward that?
just
Like that's
half a
the
second.
funniest thing I've ever seen.
That's
Like,
so funny.
he's like that does it. And he's all like
Yeah.
like wiping the glass off of him.
yeah.
They're like, what's the matter? Can't
Yeah.
remember his name, but he was so funny. Their take on things was like just the little things, like the oh god, Sixth Sense or whatever, and the cop's hat just
Yes.
kept getting bigger. Like each
Yes.
time they'd put the camera
And
on
she
her,
couldn't even
she couldn't fit in the car. Just
the
like
clown
ducking
car.
down. It's so great.
Like she just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger in each
I wonder
scene.
if we would do like. I'm hearing the term horror comedy out there a lot. By the way, there was this metal. There's this guy. His name's it's Garza is his name, and he's like a metal. Like he used to be. I think in Suicide Silence was the band. If you're listening,
Okay.
Garza, love your show. But he gets these like metalcore gent like guys on there that are just doing like just nasty riffs, and he just has the
nasty.
like he had the guys from or the guy
Gross
from
nasty.
CKY or whatever, like the
CKY.
remember them?
I don't know about that.
It was like the back I can't say the word, but the show with Johnny Knoxville and Steve-O and stuff.
Gotcha.
And it was that guy.
Okay.
But he'll have people come on there and they'll just do like these just nasty, disgusting riffs. And there was a lot of bands, or at least a few of them, talk about they're like, we want to make these like disgusting riffs. And they're like, but now we're to a point as musicians to where we almost like we won't put a riff in there if it doesn't make us kind of like chuckle a little bit.
Okay.
And they're like, it's just kind of this disposition of like, they're like horror and comedy. Like we kind of need that like release. And I'm just like, like this concept is just everywhere. And you and I have like, like we didn't like go out and search for this. Like we kind of like spoke on it. I mean, I know it's existed, but it just felt kind of like, I don't know, like the universe was just like kind of aligning
like,
for a second. Yeah. Hold on a second. Yeah.
Because we had some really good concepts for that.
Yeah.
I think it's something that we could still do.
I think so.
But I feel like I feel like we need to start a little bit smaller. I feel like it needs to be like we want to do webisodes.
Yeah.
For a certain series that we're cooking up.
Yep. Not a Saw remake.
No, it's not a Saw remake. It's a modern detective noir. And I've already written up the second episode, and so like I finished the first one, right? Because I think I had just some concepts going.
Yeah.
But I finished it, and it's really funny. And I showed you some of the bits for the second episode, right? So I'm just a little bit of a taste, right?
Yeah.
We don't want to go into too much, but I think it'll be really funny. So I've written in a set of triplets. Okay, they're called the White Triplets, and they're Cockney British. Okay, they're the most difficult people to understand, and that's part of the gag for this. Yeah. For this particular episode,
The three of them are hard to understand,
and I wrote them out phonetically in the in the script. I think you probably remember.
Yeah.
You're probably like, what is this even saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's Cockney British, and that's what it's supposed to be. And I thought it would be really funny to just write that out.
So great.
Phonetically.
Yeah. Yeah, it was hilarious.
Because that would because you're probably sitting there like, what is this even saying?
As soon as I started, it was like, whoa, we had e. And I was like literally reading that. And I'm like, that is what he meant. And I'm like, God. My thought was like, dang, he had to like basically turn off autocorrect for like the entirety of the script.
Yep.
Which is great.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
I'm just looking at red lines. You know?
Yeah. They're like, are you sure?
You sure about that?
Hang on a second.
Yeah. So, but I want to play the twins or the triplets. And so I think if we can get
awesome.
I think if we can get the editing in there correct, it'll be really funny.
That'd be super funny.
So I think like that'll be great.
You guys talking over each other and like, but it's you.
Yeah, right.
That would be funny. It's easy. I mean, people do it. You know what I mean? And I think like you could pick it apart. And I think our problem is, well, mine, like definitely a perfectionist at times, but sometimes go the opposite way of like, hey, just put it out, doesn't matter. And I feel like there's a balance, being
Well,
in there, but like it's not going to be like freaking Warner Brothers or
no,
Netflix. Sorry, excuse me.
it's
But
not
it's not
going to
going to
be.
be one of them. But
It's not going to be the greatest thing in the world,
no, but it'll be cool.
but it'll be fun.
Yeah.
You know,
And we'll
hopefully,
like it.
and it'll be something we can laugh at. And it's definitely something that we're going to be learning stuff. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah, for sure.
yeah.
I mean, if Liam Neeson can do a movie where he's like on a phone with someone and having a conversation, I think we can do this.
Touche.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know what that means, but
I
I
have
heard
your
someone say
daughter.
it.
What's
I
that?
heard someone say
I have
touche
your
once. I don't know
daughter
what it
too.
means, but
Touflé.
yeah.
Souffle.
Bobby Touflays.
Bobby Touflé.
So today I had one thing I wanted to talk about,
Cool.
of course, on Wikipedia,
Mm.
because it's just a wealth of knowledge that is 100% correct.
Right. I
I'm
mean, there's
so happy
that
that
is
this
just
thing exists
like, audited by the government daily.
for free.
Yeah. That's.
For free.
See, what more could you want?
Okay. So did you have some stuff you want to talk about?
There
too?
was this really interesting thing I did want your opinion on, but definitely you can dive in. I was going to tell you a concert story, but I definitely want to hear this, especially since it's wiki related.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm sure you've heard of this. I'm sure a lot of our listeners have heard of this. It's pretty well known, but it's a really cool concept, right? Really cool and kind of spooky of a concept. The dancing plague. Have you heard of that?
I don't think so.
Don't think so?
No.
Okay. So the dancing plague of 1518, or the dance epidemic of 1518. It was in France and I think Germany. It was Strasbourg, Germany. Was a case of dancing mania that occurred in Strasbourg, Alsace, modern day France. So not Germany.
Close, right? Geographically.
I can't read. In the Holy Roman Empire. I don't think that's true.
Holy Roman.
From July 1518 to September that same year. Somewhere between 50 and 400 people took to dancing for weeks.
Were they died of exhaustion?
Some of them did, yes.
I
Yeah.
didn't know when I didn't realize it was that long ago.
Oh yeah,
That's crazy.
1600s. Yeah,
Jeez.
Yeah.
That was like a couple weeks ago.
you're right. There are many theories behind the phenomenon. The most popular being stress-induced mass hysteria. It's a suggestion by Johnny Walker or John Waller.
Johnny
Johnny
he's
Walker.
got the Johnny Walker.
The other theories include an ergo poisoning, which is like a fungus.
Right. Just testing out stuff here.
Ergo.
It's like mushrooms. I mean, some of the mushrooms, I mean, they probably had to go through some rigorous testing because they were just like, hey,
Yeah.
don't eat that one.
Cordyceps.
Yeah. Just had to check it out.
Yep.
Try them out.
Just up into your cake hole.
Yeah. And then,
No?
like, how long do we wait and see if this one did anything? I
Let's,
don't know.
let's give it a couple hours.
Okay.
5 weeks later, everyone's dead.
He's like, yeah, we're still waiting for a couple hours. But it's been 5 weeks, my guy. It's like, wow, that one's trippy.
But so there's controversy surrounding the number of people who died. The outbreak. Here we go. The outbreak began in July 1518 when a woman known as Frau Trophäa and her
Sounds
daughter,
German.
Fraulein Emma Gutz, began to dance. We have to talk about where that came from.
That's hilarious.
Because I know we talked about it once, but we have to talk about that again. Began to dance fervently and uncontrollably in a street in Strasbourg. According to Ned Penal René, Frau Trophäa had started dancing on July 14th on the narrow cobbled street outside her half-timbered home. As far as we can tell, she had no musical accompaniment, but began to dance. Some of those
all up here, guys.
It's all in the brain. Some of those who had witnessed her strange performance had begun to mimic her, and within days, more than 30 choreomaniacs. So I imagine that's like the combination of choreography,
Mass hysteria.
maniacal control, I
Mani-
guess. They also say monomaniacally, which is like a it's like a it's like a single-minded focus,
Yeah.
like a really strong-willed intent type of thing. They were in motion, some so monomaniacally that only death would have the power to intervene. Kept up with
One of the Musketeers.
the constant the constant dancing for a week. Soon 36 others joined in. This is known and believed by some to be a perfect example of a nocebo effect, which can make some feel ill simply by being under the expectation of being ill. By August, the dancing plague, quote unquote, had claimed 400 victims.
Like people that were dancing?
Yes.
Jeez.
So people who are, so not who have died, but are actively dancing, right? 400 people. Dancers were beginning to collapse. It is said some even died from a stroke or heart attack. The victims' movements were described as spasmodic, with many convulsions, and their bodies were left drenched in sweat. Their arms would thrash violently. Some noted that their eyes were vacant and expressionless. Blood would pool in their swollen feet, and they would eventually bleed into their shoes. Often there would also be cries of help from the affected. If the victims did not succumb to a heart attack, they would collapse from extreme exhaustion, hunger, and thirst. There was as many as 15 deaths per day during the outbreak's peak.
It sounds like a mosh pit.
Right.
But they said someone was crying help? Like someone was dude, that's terrifying.
Some were crying out for help. Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. Because like you just imagine they're just like frantically dancing and just saying like help me. You know, like that's I got the chills.
I know, dude. And like I'm picturing like what does that look like? You know, like how are they dancing? Are they in circles? Are they moving? Like is this something that what I mean?
I mean, it just said that it was kind of spasmodic.
But yeah, like were they like gaining traction, or was this like contained to like a certain space? You know what I'm saying? Or was it like you could just hear like I'm picturing like you're going to sleep.
Oh yeah.
And like you just hear that getting closer and closer to you.
Yeah, maybe.
And like help. You know, dude, like, can we invent like
probably
a machine gun real quick? You know what I'm saying?
Get ourselves a Trump gun.
Yeah, call Meredith or whatever his name was. Take him out. Got a lot of ammo left over from the emus.
So no one knew what caused this reaction, which meant no one understood how to remedy it. They didn't know how to make it better. So early September, the outbreak began to subside.
Because they're all dying.
Yeah, well, and I mean, the people who are, I guess, taking up the dancing, they started to stop, I guess.
Oh.
Right? So, because it says started to subside, so they started to get better.
Dang.
And just stop dancing. So,
what the heck, dude?
Yeah. Historical documents, including physician notes, cathedral sermons, local and regional chronicles, and even notes issued by the Strasbourg City Council were clear that the victims danced. They don't know why. So the historical sources agree that there was an outbreak of dancing after a single woman started dancing, and the dancing did not seem to die down. It lasted for such a long time that it even attracted the attention of authorities until the council gave up authority to the physicians who prescribed the afflicted to dance themselves free of it. There are claims that guild halls were refurbished to accommodate the dancing, as well as musicians and strong people to help those dealing with the dancing mania to stay upright. This backfired, and the council was forced to ban public dancing as people danced in fear it was a punishment from Saint Vitus.
Vitus?
Vitus.
You mean the guy that opera number 2? That guy? Heck guy. Yeah, dude, it sounds right.
I know. It had to be free of, quote unquote, free of sin. Many joined in on the epidemic. When the divine punishment or demonic possession initiated and sustained frenzied dancing, only those with divinely bestowed authority could restore the sinners to wholeness and to a right relationship with the divine. The council went as far as to ban music as well. Those who danced were then ordered to go to the shrine of Saint Vitus, believed to punish sinners by compelling them to dance uncontrollably, wore red shoes that were sprinkled with holy water, and had painted crosses on the tops and soles.
Cool.
They also had to hold small crosses in their hands, and the incense and Latin incantations were part of this quote unquote ritual, apparently quote unquote forgiven by Vitus. Um, Word was spread of a successful ritual, and the dancing plague had ended in September when the remaining dancers were taken to a mountaintop to pray for absolution. Mountaintop.
That's what I was thinking.
Events similar to this are said to have occurred throughout the medieval age, including 11th century in Kolbeck, Saxony, where it was believed that the result of divine judgment. In the 15th century, Apulia, Italy, a woman was bitten by a tarantula, the venom making her dance convulsively.
Oh.
The only way to cure the bite was to quote unquote shimmy and to have the right sort of music available, which is an accepted remedy by scholars like Athanasius Kircher.
They had tons of genres back there to choose from too, so that was probably easy.
Yeah, I know. Contemporaneous explanations included demonic possession and overheated blood.
I think it's always interesting how when something like that happens, like the instant, no matter how people's like basically they become fearful of God very quickly.
Oh no, 100%.
And it's always baffled me that like for years like people have believed there's not a God. People have believed like we just exist or whatever, and then like stuff like that happens and instantly it's like, hey, maybe there is. Maybe we've made someone up there really mad.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like everyone is afraid of the things that they don't understand.
Right.
So like when you don't understand what's going on and all the physical properties are basically being extinguished,
you've lost control. Yeah.
You come to the end of what your abilities allow you to do.
Right.
So everyone's go-to after that is some perspective of divine, I don't know, coherence.
Existence. Yeah.
Because I mean they can't freaking do anything about it. Like, and that's true even today.
Yeah, I will agree. And it's crazy. I'm guilty of it, as well. Of like, I don't know, like just try to be a lot more grateful. Try to be a lot more aware. It's just like I feel like like time. It's really quick for people to forget. Like people get amnesia very quickly
100%.
about like, oh, I got through that thing, through God. Like I got through that thing, but then like tomorrow, it's like, oh man, like did you forget about me again? You know what I mean? Like I don't know. That's going off on a wild thing. But
I agree with that. Like I feel like there's definitely a trauma response to that type of stuff, and I feel like when you get in the groove of like, why have you forsaken me, versus like kind of dealing with your freaking problems.
Yeah.
Like I know that that's kind of a callous way of putting it, but like I kind of feel like as a Christian person, like if you're constantly going from, oh man, praise God, this is great, this is wonderful, I'm having a great time, I'm having a great day, today went so good, and then tomorrow it's raining, okay, and then you don't know how to cope with something going wrong in your life, you just blame it on God,
right?
You know what I mean? So like I feel like there's maturity,
that
you kind of need to develop as a person.
Yeah.
Like not everything is God, and not everything is Satan. You know what I mean? Like bad stuff happens.
Right.
Good stuff happens. Like that's just the world that we live in. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like and that's kind of the same thing with like the whole concept of like suffering in things when it pertains to God.
Yeah.
And like why I kind of feel like anyone who's saying like, hey, God doesn't exist, how can God exist because there are starving people in Africa? And I know that's not always the argument.
Sure.
But to say that something doesn't exist because something bad is happening somewhere else that you have no idea what's going on.
Right.
Okay, like apartheid wasn't because people are starving. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, people people aren't starving because they're because God hates them.
Right.
People are starving because that country sucks.
Right.
Like there are rich people in power who are not letting the poor people in power or the poor people have any power.
Right. Like
That's how
keeping
that
it that way.
goes.
Yeah.
Like like
I
like
know.
it sucks to say,
Well,
but
there's
like
so many things, and I've heard the argument, and like part of me has even like thought not about like the non-existence of God, but I guess like, hey, why does this happen? Like stuff with um like little kids like with like cancer, like St. Jude. You see stuff like that or whatever, and to me like that, like I'm like that is so unfair. Like I just
no,
cannot
I think so.
I cannot imagine, I cannot fathom, I cannot like the expense that's in there, like the financial burden that's on there, the like these children that like barely live, maybe don't live, like all of that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make me question the existence of a God. It's just all I've said is that like,
Why
hey,
is
like
this happening?
right. And then I'm like, well, like all that I've come to the conclusion of is just like sin entered the world. And like when sin entered the
100%.
world, like it took some stuff off the table.
And not only that, like when sin entered the world, like that authority was given over to sin.
Hmm.
Like so and it's the same thing with like the pain of childbirth and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Like whether or not you believe that,
Hmm.
okay? Like this is the worldview that we share, right?
Yeah.
So from my perspective, it's a weak argument to say like, oh, God doesn't exist because bad things happen.
Yeah.
Bad things happen to me.
Right.
Bad things happen to you.
Right.
A lot of those things are from my own choices.
Right.
Like a lot of those things are from other people affecting upon me.
Exactly.
Like it's not it becomes a very unmystical thing
Hmm.
when you fricking sit down and think about it.
Right.
Like and so like you're trying to like rationalize
Right.
what you think is supposed to be the case and not really understanding the nature of the thing
Hmm.
itself.
Yeah. Like I didn't become a Christian or like a believer in God so that like bad things wouldn't happen to me.
Right.
Like it's to help me. Like in some aspect, the older you get, you realize like kind of what I guess it is. As a kid, you're just like, yeah, like I want to be. This is what my parents say to do. This is what I do. And then you get older and you start to like. Hopefully, don't go through a phase like where you like kind of fall away for a while and then come back. But I do think there's a growing and maturity that happens, which we've talked about. The church does not really like allow. Like the church doesn't like do a good job of that upbringing. Like they just kind of like they kind of teach it at all levels. Like growing up, like what you hear in Sunday school is also what you're going to hear as an adult. There's really not this
Yeah.
like growing. And so to me, it's like when these situations happen, you're really like being a believer in God is really to equip yourself with tools and resources and also the understanding of like you don't have to do this alone. That like Jesus died for our sins, Jesus is the savior of the world, and like believing in him like grants you eternal life. Yes, and then it's like, okay, what does that look like though in practice, in daily life? And there's a ton
Yeah.
of ways that you can take that. And some people go like, oh, if you're not spending 12 hours a day in prayer, like you're not getting there. And it's
Right.
like, and then other people are like, oh man, I can't tell you the last time I went to church. And it's like
Yeah.
it's somewhere in the middle. Like,
Well,
to
and
me,
probably,
right?
probably, but like it's all also very subjective.
Sure.
Like there's obviously objective truth, right? Like there's all
Yeah.
truth that we have to subscribe to in order to call ourselves a Christian, right?
Right.
And so I feel like there's in some aspects a little bit of gray area,
Yeah.
right? Because I mean, why else is there 47 denominations, right?
Yes.
So like we have that, and
One of them
then
thinks this, and then one thing they don't agree with that. And they're like, okay, fine, we're gonna make
okay,
our
we're
own.
gonna start our own sect.
Right.
Like it really
Yeah.
is that,
Hmm.
and it sucks that it's that
Right.
because those things are piddly when it comes to the reality of the situation.
Right. And it's just dividing. Like
Yeah, 100%.
it's super interesting. I know we got off on a tangent, but it's good
Yeah, right.
stuff. I was talking to I'm not Catholic, but go to a Catholic church pretty often.
Yeah.
And like went to mass today actually, and the homily was about one of the scriptures that the priest shared was about when John the Baptist was in prison and got word to Jesus, and Jesus like returned that to him. And like the second he said that, I've like always remembered this thing I was told before, and it wasn't by a pastor, but something that I was told that like and I've always, I think you and I have even talked about like not the mystical, but just kind of like we love like the unknown stuff, like learning
Yeah.
like the history of things, or learning like, dude, do you know why they did that? You know, like
Right.
talking about like um I've mentioned it, I think on the podcast about like Jesus's blessings, like, you know, as a pre or growing up, he was from like the bloodline that would allow him to be a priest. He was blessed
Yes.
by the bloodline, like all these things that
Right.
like even in the eyes of like man, like it gave him the authority to do the things that he did. He never broke any like
Yeah.
laws. And so I love stuff like that. And one of the things I was told was when John the Baptist was in prison, back then they used to use like they called it text, which was the Old Testament, but they
Mhm.
would use that to communicate to each other.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I had always heard, it's kind of a long explanation, but I'd always heard that John the Baptist got word to Jesus and said, like, basically started this phrase, started the scripture, and then like, is he the one you're searching for? Is he the one you're looking for? I think it was something like that. I'm probably
Yeah.
messing it up. And then the response to that, which I'm paraphrasing, was like, he, you know, the blind see, he lets the blind see, he heals the sick, and he sets the captives free.
Yes.
And Jesus responded, like, told the messenger, tell this to John, and purposely, according to like this, what this person said, purposely left out and sets the prisoners free, so that John would understand, like, I'm not getting out of prison. But he was asking, like, will I get out of prison? And he's told, like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about that the whole homily, and I was like, I really would love this, because he's really cool. I've talked with the priest before, and he's super open to stuff. He gave me a book about like why they believe what they believe and everything. Like, super super cool guy. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to ask him this like after his, like after the sermon, after the mass. There's no way I'm going to be able to like get that much time, because everyone like is leaving and saying bye to him and stuff. I'm like, but if I get a chance, I'm going to. And I super quickly asked him, probably didn't make a ton of sense, but I asked him, like, do you think that that's possible? I've heard this interpretation. Do you think that is? And he like sat with it for like a second. He's like, I'd never heard that, but it makes sense the way you say it. And I could see that being something. He was like, I think that'd be a safe interpretation. Like, looked right at
That's
me and
pretty
said
cool.
that. Yeah. And then
Yeah.
was like, because, and he was like, he's like, God doesn't always take us out of our circumstance in order to
Yeah.
give us redemption, in order to give us healing.
100%.
Sometimes our circumstances are a part of us. This was like in 30 seconds. And I'm like, how is, like, I've been in church my whole life, had pastors, and no one's ever given like
Yeah, nothing like that.
nothing. And
It's
this
not
was in,
wisdom though.
right.
Like there's a difference. You can tell the people who are like in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're to actually like you know that they've gazed upon God.
Right.
Like I know that that's
Yeah.
a very mystical term and like very woo woo to some people.
Sure.
But like that's a way that I have experienced it.
Yeah.
And I know that outside of myself, I'm a freaking idiot. You know what I mean? Like I like all the wisdom that I have, okay, in whatever capacity
Yeah.
that it is not from myself. It's something that I feel like the Lord is it's like an authority thing.
Yeah.
It's something that the Lord gives you.
Right.
And so you can that's why you can always tell the people who are in it
Yeah.
and like in him and just like communing with him.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And like able to like to me, that was just like I was speaking to, like, we'll just say like a professor.
Mhm.
That's who I was speaking to, like someone who understands, because he was instantly like, I'd never heard that, but I think that's a safe interpretation.
Well, and I think so. One of the things that I kind of wish when it comes to Catholicism, I wish that the modern, I guess, Christians, right, would at least be able to understand where these guys are better coming from. But being able to like be open minded when it comes to that,
Agreed.
because I feel like we're on the same team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We may not believe exactly the same things,
Right.
but we're still in it for the same purpose. And so the thing is with Catholicism, like a freaking priest is going to seminary for like years.
Yep.
They know the word of God, and that's amazing.
Well, and just like you were talking, not to cut you off, but real
Yeah.
quick, just like you were talking about last week, like they don't get married.
No, 100%.
Like they dedicate their life to
Yeah.
like the flock.
It's the whole thing.
Right.
And first of all, if I could do that, I probably would have.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and maybe not in like the same Catholic way,
No,
but
I remember though. I mean, I've known you for a long time. I
yeah,
remember you were. That was something that you were thinking about.
I was.
I remember that.
And so like but I also knew that like this was something that like this is another part of a ministry. You
Right.
know what I mean? Is
Yeah.
being married.
Yeah.
And like I've already seen some fruit from that. You
Right.
know what I mean? And like maybe I'm not as close to God as I once was. And yeah, that sucks and like it hurts my heart. But there's a reason that Paul said like, hey, if you can be single, stay single.
Right.
That if you are giving yourself to lust or something like that, like if you find that it's difficult for you to like focus on the Lord and commune with him in a way that is keeping you, I guess, from going back to that place,
Right.
Go and get married.
Right.
And so that's where I was.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I have, I mean, to this day, have a very strong desire and affinity for marriage, like the institution of marriage and what it means and how it's supposed to be sacred and beautiful, and it's meant to be something that we have not made it.
Right.
And and I still feel like that's a ministry even in my life, right?
Well, and think about the difference in like growing up, and we've known each other for a very long time.
Yeah,
like
right.
you're probably like one of, I think, the longest like relationship I've had.
Yeah.
And like I remember like it was kind of like trying to find our place like in the ministry. It's like, what do we do here?
Yeah.
I'm working part-time at a grocery store. Like you're working at a grocery store.
Yep.
And then we're like, okay, like where do we find, then you went to a call center, but we're like, where do we find
Yeah.
this, like, what does our ministry look like? And it's like, okay, we're doing Wednesday nights and Sundays. Like, this is good. This is a good thing. Then we're like, okay, we want more though. It's like, are we going to prayer rooms? So we started doing prayer rooms in Toledo, Ohio. And like, we're like,
Yeah.
okay, we can do those. And so we start doing stuff like that. We start doing set lists. We do like these overnight set lists, like the, whatever they call them, what's the overnight one? Had a word.
The 24-hour burn? Is it a burn?
Was it
type
burn? Is that
thing?
what it was? Yeah, and we were like,
We went to the burns,
and we
I
were
know
like
that.
12 to 7 a.m. or something, like
Oh yeah,
nuts.
yeah,
That
yeah.
was crazy
The
stuff.
youth group.
Yeah.
So it was just the entire youth group.
Yeah.
Band
Yeah.
from like midnight to 6 a.m.
Something like
in
that.
2-hour stints.
Yeah.
We would do music.
Yeah.
And I was actually thinking about that today because we were watching the Nutcracker at home.
Yeah.
And the Nutcracker's an hour and a half long.
It sure is.
And the orchestra and the dancers, the dancers are dancing the whole time. The orchestra is playing the whole time. The whole time. So for an hour and a half,
Sound like Shark Tank.
if they're for an hour and a half, like they're playing.
It's like,
They're or they're dancing, you know?
yeah, dude.
So like, and I was saying like, if you're not used to that, that's tough.
Yeah. Oh, dude, we were like wiped. But
Oh,
then
yeah.
we did them so often that it was just like, okay, this is just part of it. Like,
Yep.
it's just like, okay, we're going to jam for 3 hours. And it's like,
Yeah.
cool, settle in.
Yep.
Hope you packed a lunch.
Yeah.
But then like we move here and then we're kind of like, what do we do? So we start getting plugged in and trying to find stuff. And then it just kind of went to like, but I always feel like, what is this? Like we have a platform, like this is a ministry. This is something different. This is something we've talked about. We have an opportunity to use that. We want to make videos. We want, who knows? Like, I mean, our days aren't done.
We want to have fun.
We're not, right. And I think that that's an aspect of us to help, like, whether we get that to an audience, whether we are just, maybe that's just ministers to ourselves. Because I feel like part of a relationship too is it's like that you and I continue to grow, like, spiritually. And it's like, even if that's just what we do, okay, like God put us together, and I mean, we live in the same freaking town.
Yeah.
Like, there's got to be a purpose for that, you
No,
know?
100%.
Like, maybe it's just, maybe we are the only two people that listen to our show, but
Yeah, maybe.
but it's for like this is for us.
Yeah.
You know?
No, and I like, it's an excuse for us to set it apart time and just hang out.
Yeah.
So
Talk about all the things. You said Nutcracker, and now all I can think about is that episode of Beavis and Butthead. Where,
I don't think I've ever watched.
I never really watched it, but do you remember these? He's like, what's that noise? You know, and he's like, yeah, it sounds like Ozzy. And he's like, dun, dun, dun. Doing the Nutcracker. I'll have to show it to you, dude. That was like Kaza or LimeWire, like prime. like a
my
Beavis and
gosh.
Butthead like skit, and I was just like, oh my god, it's so funny.
LimeWire was such a
Ahead of its time, bro.
unsecure program.
That's probably where most of the like terrible that the government's been watching us since that day.
I mean, most of the freaking viruses that
Dude.
anyone got was from LimeWire.
100%.
Yeah.
Like, oh, is this the whole 8 Mile movie? Nope.
Yep.
It's not. It's
That's called ransomware.
you know? Something real bad.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Dude, that was
anyway,
something. Ooh.
do we want to finish that?
Yeah,
There's more to
dancing
read.
craziness.
I don't know if there's more.
Is there an
So,
ending?
I think there's more.
How do they
So let's just skip to modern theories.
how do they close that out?
So so estimated upwards of 50 to 400 people died.
How many?
50 to 400.
This sounds just like the Meredith numbers. I love how they just like
Oh,
throw
wait.
that out there. Like how many?
Okay, so the 15 people dying per day were
Okay.
true. Then the toll could be into the hundreds. So they have no real idea how many people died.
Yeah.
How
How many?
many? So modern theories. Theory one is food poisoning, which is that fungus that I told you about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some believe that dancing could have been brought on by food poisoning caused by the toxic and psychoactive chemical products of ergofungi
Mm.
or ergotism,
Mm.
which grows commonly on grains like rye used
was
for
actually
baking
gonna-
bread.
I was gonna say is that sourdough. I
Yeah,
really was gonna
yeah.
say that.
Ergotamine is
So good, though.
the main psychoactive product of ergot fungi. Whew, that's a lot of words there.
Mm.
It's it's structurally related to the drug lysergic acid dethalamine.
Mhm.
Dethalamide.
Mm.
That guy.
Mm-hmm.
LSD.
Oh, okay, there we go.
That's what that is. As
Psychosomatic.
the substance from which LSD 25 was originally synthesized.
25. Okay.
LSD 25.
Just baking it in the. We're just taking a loaf of LSD. I have some of this. But how does that not like? Okay, I have lots of questions. But first of all, like I've always thought of this in like a lot of situations, which maybe this makes me really weird. Like when I hear people going through like crazy things, like they're trapped or like something happens, I'm like, where do you go to the bathroom? So like these people are just dancing and just letting it out, or like
I mean,
did they-
probably.
you know what I'm saying though?
Yeah.
Like that's a thing.
Because like how do you it's like going bowling. You know what
What?
I mean? Like you ever have that experience like when you're going bowling, you gotta
Using
go
the bathroom?
pee. You go to the bathroom.
Nope.
And you kinda get that weird feeling in your legs. Is that me?
Bowling?
Yeah.
Like at an alley? Like bowling
no,
alley?
yeah,
and you have to
bowling
pee?
alley. Yeah, you go to the bathroom because you got those weird shoes on.
That
You know,
doesn't
that
make
doesn't feel weird to
that
you?
doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Whatever.
You're just sliding on the urinal.
like, okay, I'm the weird one.
Yeah,
here,
I'm gonna get a
okay.
strike, but I'm gonna. Hang on, getting that weird tingly leg.
I don't. That
Gutter ball.
for some reason, because like it feels like it's one of those things like you're just dancing for 45 hours,
Sure,
right?
just do
And then
this.
you just take a break,
Right. Yeah, just stop.
take it a good old.
Hey, I'm
pee,
healed, and then pee, and then back
and
at
then
it.
back at it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I
Because
mean, yeah,
there's got to be some people who are just like, this is fun.
sure. Guess I
You
never
know?
thought of that. I mean, thank you for bringing some logic to
welcome.
this. I appreciate that.
The same fungus has also been implicated in other historical anomalies, including the Salem witch trials
Of course.
in Salem, Massachusetts, in the 1600s.
Holy crap, dude!
Yeah, 15.
Can't catch
1500s?
me! I'm not a witch. I'm dancing. I'm over here dancing.
I don't know when the witch trials took place. Was it the 1500s, 1600s?
Sure. I don't know.
I don't know.
Crazy stuff.
In Lancet, John Waller argues that this theory does not seem tenable, since it is unlikely that those poisoned by ergot could have danced for days at a time, nor would so many people have reacted to its psychotropic chemicals in the same way.
That's the weird part because you got to think like everyone was exposed back then. There was no like quarantining or hiding or anything like that. So either
Yeah.
people like have like are receptive to this thing or they're not. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
that's what it
because,
seems
like,
like.
Is it someone else, that is setting things on fire,
Yep.
that nobody knows about?
Right.
Or is it, Jan and Daryl
Mm.
going and dancing for,
Right.
for 4 to 5
The
days?
Rascal Flats. That's exactly right. You see a
There
rat
we
just
go.
run by and they're like, cool, let's bake some bread.
The ergotism theory also fails to explain why almost every outbreak occurred somewhere along the Rhine and Moselle rivers, areas
Mm.
linked by water but with quite different climates and crops. Stress-induced mass hysteria. This could have been an example of a fully developed case of psychogenic movement disorder happening in a mass hysteria or mass psychogenic illness, which involves many individuals suddenly exhibiting the same bizarre behavior.
What did they have to be stressed about back then, other than not getting polio?
I mean,
Maybe that.
there's probably lots of things like.
You get polio, be like, oh god, here he goes. Like, it's like Snake Charmer, you know?
So another great example of this. Have you ever watched the show Evil?
No.
So there's a show on Netflix called Evil.
Sounds bad.
It's actually extremely interesting because like it's the dichotomy of psychology and religion. So we have our skeptics,
Sure.
right? Who is he's kind of he's got some tech knowledge and he's a debunker, okay? And then we have he's a Muslim, okay? And then we have a woman who used to be Catholic, but is a psychologist. Like she's a professional psychologist.
Because you have to pick one or the other. Can't be both.
Yeah, no, at the same time.
Nope.
And then we have a priest in training. So
PIT.
played by Luke Cage.
Oh,
yeah.
So it's like a show.
It's a show.
Okay, I thought it was like a documentary.
No, yeah, it's a show.
Got it.
So
by Johnny Cage.
Yeah,
okay.
so Luke Cage. So
Johnny Cage.
All right.
From Mortal Kombat.
No,
that one. It's supposed to be Jean-Claude Van
DC Universe. Luke. All right.
I'm listening.
But anyway, so he's a priest in training.
Cool.
Okay, and they're basically like investigating demonic possession and demonic type phenomena, right?
Dang.
Just weird stuff that happens. So there's one situation where this entire school starts, I guess, unintentionally singing the same melody for every song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like they'll sing like Jingle Bells,
Uh-huh.
and like it happened like during choir, like they were singing Jingle Bells or something like that, and they all started singing like the same melody, but like harmonizing with each other, like to the point of like this is like unrehearsed, and it's just like the same. It's the same melody. Like they start. She'll start singing like Jingle Bells, Jingle Bells, and then they'll start singing it, but then fall right back into that same melody.
Like a different melody?
Yes.
Like not
the original melody that they're singing that they couldn't get away from. They would start singing the correct melody for Jingle Bells, and then fall back into the melody that they heard.
Have all created. Okay.
Yes.
Right. Or all unison. Dang.
So they attribute it to mass hysteria, and so like I just thought that was kind of a cool, I guess, connection. But it's actually a really great show because like we have these people who are like aligned with evil, like the actual dark side of things, and then we have like the skeptics who are kind of in the middle, and then we have our believers who are on the opposite side, right?
That's kind of crazy.
The thing is like even though the show does kind of this really great um, sort of mesh of both sides of things,
Mhm.
like, hey, this could definitely be this, but it could also be this. We're actually like the skeptics and people that are on the other side of things are actually like seeing demonic manifestations.
Cool.
So like it's crazy. And like so like a common thing for for the characters is sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
And they have each one of them has a sleep paralysis demon. Okay. The funny thing about it is, she's seeing the sleep paralysis demon. She doesn't know how to get away from it. She's finding psychological ways of getting out of it, right? um but then looks on a movie that her girls are watching and finds out that this same demonic thing that's appearing to her is in this movie.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So like it's
Yikes.
it's that dichotomy of like, oh well, I maybe saw this in the movie and it's just
Uh-huh.
projecting itself into my dreams type
Right.
of thing. Or this is a real freaking thing because I don't even know if I saw this movie.
Right.
And then so like, but we also have things like her daughter um was uh conceived through in vitro fertilization.
Okay.
And um the the place that keeps the embryos, okay, is apparently infecting these these children with demonic
Oh.
spirits.
Oh.
And so her
Yikes.
daughter is developing like extremely sharp teeth that are coming through her gums, like, and like sitting on top of the teeth that already exist type of thing. You know what I
Gosh.
mean?
Yeah.
So like it's crazy
Mhm.
like that this stuff is happening, but it's also like seeing like the other real side of things. You know what I mean?
Dang.
So like it's
Huh.
a crazy show,
I've never. I
but it's
feel like I've
honestly
seen it, but never watched
it's
it.
honestly like not bad.
Hmm.
And like the girl is going in because she's getting she's trying to get her teeth fixed
Yeah.
because these extremely sharp teeth are coming through.
Yeah.
And when she's under, the doctor like tries to in her teeth and
Mhm.
stuff like that. She bites the freaking lady's finger off.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Dude.
So like you have this skepticism,
Yeah.
you have this let's explain it, you have this scientific perspective, and then you have the spiritual side of things,
Right.
and both of them are happening at the same time.
Hmm.
So
Dang.
it's
Yeah.
interesting.
You
It's
got the
very,
Frodo
very
doctor over there with one
Yeah.
finger. And
I know. Her name is now Pinky.
Pink.
Yeah.
Pinky.
But it's just one of those things, like mass hysteria and things like that.
Yeah. It's crazy. I always thought mass hysteria was just like a term that they would just throw out there when it was like they couldn't explain it, Like, oh, everyone went crazy. But yeah, I hadn't heard that like breakdown before. I'll have to check that show out though. It sounds pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's a great show. I think I feel like the Lord kind of told me like, okay, you've seen this once, like stop watching it.
Mm.
But anyway, the dancing illness.
Yeah.
That's I mean, you've got either mass hysteria or you've got, food poisoning.
Something. That's so crazy. Like stuff like that would happen and they just cannot like.
Yeah, nobody knows.
And
Nobody
then it's
knows
like,
what's happening.
because the crazy part to me is like, okay, does that ever happen again? Do you know what I mean? Like, does something like that ever come up again? And if
Yeah,
it
I don't
does,
know.
like, it's just, I don't know.
We
Like,
certainly haven't seen it recently.
no.
You know what I mean?
Right.
When like health and safety standards are a thing.
Mm-hmm. But that's what's also, yeah, that's true. That's a fair point. Yeah. I think I feel like sometimes the government did do some stuff that was helpful. Like, whether it be
Right.
like hey, there's things out there that are very harmful to you guys just because of the environment. Let's do this and that'll help. Like regulations with radon testing, regulations with a lot of stuff. And it's like, let's just do that
Right.
just to take care of you. But then they also sprinkle in the other stuff that's just like, hey, we're also going to kill you. at the same time. So there's these parts in the middle. There was actually, speaking of like some just things in the news and stuff like that. I know that one's probably a little outdated.
Right.
But there was some funny stuff this week. I wanted to get your take on some stuff. I haven't read all of these, but just this week, I'll read you the headlines because I feel like that's the best part.
Go.
And then I'll just tell you like the whole thing.
Yeah.
So a drunk raccoon's serial antics.
Oh.
The raccoon that broke into a Virginia liquor store and passed out was revealed to be a serial offender by an animal protection officer, commenting its reputation as a local party
Oh my gosh.
Apparently it broke in and like got drunk and like just passed out. This raccoon.
I think I might have seen something about that. That's hilarious.
So funny. This one's kind of gross. It's called a snake in the oven.
Ooh.
A North Carolina family got an unwanted surprise when they preheated their oven for a frozen pizza and discovered a snake was inside.
Inside the oven?
The oven started smoking, alerting them to their slithery house guest. They just cooked a snake in there.
Oh, cook a snake.
I know I've mentioned it. We talked about it like 2 years ago now on the podcast, but when I went to the UP, that trip, there were so many mice in this house.
Yeah.
And like we went to the store and bought things, but this house was like disgusting. And the mom that was with them was like, "Hey, I'll just make grilled cheese sandwiches if you guys want." And so she like powered on, like preheated the oven. There were for sure mice in that oven, like for sure. Like we just started smelling like
burnt hair and
cooked mouse.
Dude.
Like this is disgusting.
So whose house was that?
Dude, it was the guy who, his name was Scott. The guy, he was the dad of the drummer of the band that I like played with. Not like didn't really do a ton with them, but like they were like, "Hey, we want you to like join us," basically. And I'm like, "Sure." So we did. And then became friends with him. I would just go up there every once in a while when my band wasn't really doing stuff anymore. I was like, "Cool, I'll just keep this going because I love music." And his dad would like he was a handyman. He got laid off, I think, from his other job, and so he was like a handyman and would just do stuff around and like he'd recruit like whoever could help. Well, I wasn't in school or anything, and I was just working part-time at the grocery store. So he's like, "Hey, do you want to come help me do this thing?" And I was like, "Sure," and he paid me at the time $10 an hour. And I was like, "Are you of course." Yeah. I was making like $7 an hour, I'm like, "Yeah, let's do it." So I'd drive up there and work with like a 12-hour day with him, doing whatever, roofing or doing like plumbing stuff, which I have forgotten everything he ever taught me, which is great. But these people that he knew had a house in the UP. And he was like, "I really need some work done on this house. I want to sell it, but like I never get up there because it's such a freaking like just descent
it's probably like
to get
4
there.
hours.
It's a long drive.
Yeah.
Because it was like up in the mitten, like way up there. You could see Canada from where like the lake. And so we got up there, whatever. He was like, "I need some people to go with me because I need you guys to help me like fix up this house." And so we went and we just had to do a bunch of work to the house. But that's the reason all of us went. There was like 7 of us, I think.
Oh, geez.
Maybe more. Like, I don't remember. Like, just his Suburban was just full. And it was everyone just up there doing stuff to the house. It's like taking care of the furniture, ripping up, like, I think we did like some siding work or whatever. Just like a ton of work for like 4 days.
Nice.
Freaking house.
Yeah.
But it was infested.
Dude.
Like, infested.
With mice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember if there was a terrible experience there, and like I'm not gonna talk about it, but like
I think you did talk about
probably,
it on the podcast.
But I remember us just laying there, and then all of a sudden, like we hear like a mouse, like,
oh yeah,
and they would like crawl on like our sleeping bags.
Yep.
And so like someone's like, "I got one," and like basically like at 2 a.m, and everyone's just out trying to get this mouse, and it was just disgusting.
Yeah.
It was so bad, dude.
Yeah.
It's the worst trip of my time.
I was actually telling one of my coworkers that story.
God, I love to make it a little more ominous, like just by being like just like when someone starts talking about it, and like I don't want to talk about that like, traumatic experience, but
I don't want to.
Yeah, I thought that was crazy. There's a few more. One of them, so bull and horse in the house. An Australian politician returned home to find his dog had let a castrated bull named Sue and a horse named Cricket into the house. Pet cam footage showed the animals wandering around, eating scraps and drinking from the fish tank.
Buddy.
There's one
Fish
more.
tank.
Hang on. Ooh, okay. The swallowed Fabergé pendant. Police in New Zealand recovered a valuable Fabergé pendant after a 6-day wait for it to exit a man's gastrointestinal tract.
Oh my god! Why did
The
he eat
man
it?
was accused of swallowing it in an incident reportedly inspired by a James Bond movie.
Oh my gosh! New Zealand, what? Get off the planet! You're drunk. My gosh,
Oh man, that was it. I just thought that was really funny.
that is funny.
That was super funny.
Why did he eat it? That's,
I mean,
did he lose a bet?
I
Like
asked
what
myself
happened?
lots of questions. I did hear this story too about some guy in like a he was at Chuck E. Cheese. He was dressed in like as Chucky, and he was arrested for credit card fraud,
Oh,
like as Chucky.
oh my god!
Like, can you imagine if that was at your birthday?
That's so funny.
You'd be so upset.
Chucky.
Like, you know what I mean? Like it'd be you're just making a face at him. It'd be awful.
Gosh,
Yeah, dude.
that's awesome.
That's pretty funny.
Well, shoot, we're probably what, an hour, a little over an hour in.
Yeah, but
Yeah, did you have anything else?
I can close this out with something. I don't know if you've ever felt like a piece of garbage, but I sure did the other day.
What'd you do?
Went to the hospital in town because there's they have a coffee shop in there.
Oh yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
Go there a lot. And I was in there and I look over and I see this Christmas tree. Like, oh, cool Christmas tree. And they were like, someone was like, oh no, that's a remembering tree.
I remember.
A remembering tree, which it's for when like someone passes.
Yeah.
You're supposed to put that like, oh yeah, I remember them or whatever, just like that's what it meant. I didn't know that.
Okay.
So they're like, yeah, it's a remembering tree. And I was like, oh man, they should put the McRib on there.
Because you wanted to memorialize the McRib.
Which is still at McDonald's, by the way. I just
Is
saw a
it?
sign for it today. Yeah,
It's
still
the
there.
most unhealthy food.
Yeah, it's
like, on
yeah.
the planet.
I've never had it. I just was like, oh, they should. I just
You
no-
just
my
think it's funny.
well, my conscience just well, not conscience, obviously, but like my brain just connected like this is something that we have to do without sometimes.
Right.
So I was like, hey, yeah, we should put the McRib there. And like, it's for when people die, Eric.
Oh,
I was like, it's like the
Yep.
McRib, but the McRib's back. So
so
that's good.
that's really funny.
Yeah, felt pretty
The
terrible for a
McRib.
second.
I feel like you just think the word McRib is hilarious.
I think putting Mick in front of anything
Anything is
is
funny.
so funny.
Yeah.
Like to be like, if someone's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Sorry, I'm at my Mick limit." Like, I think that's really funny. It's like I'm about to have a Mick convulsion over here. You know
I'm
what I
about to have a Mick.
mean? Yeah. Well, it
I was definitely
started.
gonna go somewhere there.
It started because the one on the north side of town before they opened this one by my house. Shout out South McDonald's. But over there they put like they were hiring, but they put like McHire.com, and I'm like, shut up. I'm like, don't even get started on Mick. Hey, I'm looking for a Mick job. You have a Mick application? Make your Mick hired. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I just think it's really funny to do that.
Yeah.
So that's why I think that's probably why I thought of
And Terry Crews, you're being a real Mick.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
God, Terry Crews.
Terry Crews.
Ah, so funny.
He's so jacked.
Dude.
He's so jacked.
Yeah, he is.
And like he's 50.
There's
Like-
genetics of people sometimes just makes me like really Mick frustrated.
What's
Because-
What's really funny though is like listening to people talk about The Rock.
Mm,
And the dude is like in his late 50s, I think. Like I think he's like 55, 56. So maybe mid 50s.
Yeah.
But he's like a huge dude.
yeah.
So like they're like, yeah, there's no way. There's no way that he's natural.
Mm.
So
Which he's never made the claim that he is. I don't think, has he?
I don't think so. He might have. Yeah, he did. Because he said that when he was taking the like testosterone or whatever, it gave him gynecomastia.
What's that?
It's where your man chest becomes feminine. Like,
Oh,
yes.
Hmm.
I was trying to say that PG. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I really didn't know
You
what
know
it
what I
meant. I
mean?
really did.
Yeah. So he said that started to develop and
Dang.
he stopped it.
He's in a movie. I haven't seen it though. A new one.
He lost a ton of weight.
That's right, and he looks so different.
Yes.
Like it was weird at
He
first.
looks old.
Yeah, I was like,
He looks old
like,
now.
this is kind of weird. Like they just I don't know. It's like AI or something. They did something to him to make him look.
Anyone
different.
who is
I didn't like it.
who is as big as that man is, okay, on the regular,
Yeah.
and then loses weight, like you look sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure, dude. There was like oh God, who was it? I can't remember. There was a couple of doctors that were talking about like just the regardless if it's muscle or fat, which I know there's two schools of thought on that, but they're like regardless of what it is, like having that much mass on you like is so like hurtful to like your body.
Yeah,
Like
it's bad for
that's
your
what-
bones, bad for your tendons. Like,
which I mean it is what it is,
bad
but
for your joints.
there's this bodybuilder, like a science-based lifter that I follow on YouTube, and
They actually like have been saying stuff about him.
which
that
one?
He's not legit.
Which one? Jeff?
Mark.
Mark. Do I know Mark?
You know
Oh
Mark?
no, Matt. Are you talking about Dr. Mike? No, dude. Well, he's not super jacked, and I've kind of wondered his like.
He's pretty jacked.
We're talking about the short guy, or the shorter
bald
guy.
dude.
Yeah,
Mike is
yeah. He's like, I think he's Jewish,
probably.
which so am I.
Hey, Hanukkah.
4%. But yeah, I think I know who you're talking about.
Stupid.
It's true. Hey. But I was gonna say something else. But we can't. But yeah,
Live.
Shalom. So yeah, I think he's from somewhere else because he talked about like how he immigrated to the U.S. but I can't remember where he was from.
His English is really good though.
It's super good. Yeah, I can't remember where he's from though. But
don't know.
dang, I haven't. Dude, I kind of forgot about him. He's not one I've been.
He's not.
He's not who I was talking about
Oh, okay.
at all. But dang, I'm gonna have to look into that now. But yeah, that sucks.
But yeah. So I totally cut you off.
No,
so
you're cool.
my
Like
bad.
Jeff was is his name. I think it's his name. And he did this study that I thought was just crazy, and to me was like such a huge like push like for like his cause, like something that like data that we needed. It's like he's a bodybuilder. He's been bodybuilding for a long time. He's like a professional at it. And his brother, his biological brother, is not like didn't work out, didn't do anything. So for a year,
He's real fat.
the two of them did the same thing.
Okay.
And he was like, let's see what the difference is. How much muscle mass will I gain? How much weight will he lose? And how much muscle mass will he gain? Like, it was just like a study that like people in the community have dreamed of.
Yeah, for sure.
And he did it for a full year. And they followed the same diet, did the same thing, did cut phase, did the bulk phase, did like all that. Followed the same regimen for the entire
How'd
year.
that go?
It was really interesting. I can't tell you the exact numbers, but like his brother like put on more muscle because he was obviously like starting from like an untrained like area. But the Jeff, the science-based lifter, also did gain muscle mass too, but like he lost like the brother had like really good results, and that's something that people have like dreamed of, is being able to see like what does it look like from a year like starting and like going that way. And also you kind of see like, because genetics play a huge factor, and so you kind of see Jeff like he's not like Brad Pitt ripped, or anything like that. Like he's decent size, of course. I think he's like our height, about maybe a little taller, maybe.
Okay.
But his brother's also about the same, maybe like an inch taller or something like that. But like like as a biological brother, you would kind of get to see like, okay, like that's probably like peak. If you're like, I'm looking at what peak is going to be for me. And so getting to see them like go through that together. It's pretty cool. It's like a 30-minute video, but if you
Hmm.
have a chance, it's pretty sweet till we like, oh dang,
Interesting.
like this could happen after like a year. Which also I think helps when people are working out or starting to work out and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm not seeing any difference. I'm not doing this. And it's like, well, first of all, like don't give up. Like any running that you did, no matter what speed, is better than sitting at your couch. Any weight you lifted is better than like not doing it. You know, do something. But also it's like you could probably take a year, 6 months before you're seeing like, and that's after consistency of even seeing like what your genetics are possible of doing. Like some people do not have to work out their legs and just have these massive boulders that they can just these big tree trunks and don't have to do anything about them. And then other people like will work out their legs forever and nothing happens.
Yeah.
You know, like same with arms. Some people can just get jacked just like straight away, and it's like other people are like, dude, I can't find anything that works. You know,
And then there's people like me who just put
just
on
a
weight
god
and do
from
nothing else.
a
I mean, what?
you know.
Well,
But
moving on.
we're talking about science-based lifters. Oh, but there was a guy, Jeff, who's I think like I said about our height and probably like 185 maybe.
Okay, yeah.
He was standing next to a guy who, I mean, just a massive human, and he just said, he's like, how much do you weigh? And the guy was like 325. He was like, you have almost 200 pounds on me. And I was just like, can you, like, I'd feel like David and Goliath. You know what I mean?
I mean,
Can you imagine that?
I weighed 325 at one point.
But like up like a 6 foot, like whatever
Oh
guy
yeah, he
at
probably looked
180.
normal, you know.
He looked
But-
jacked. Anyway, this is going south. Let's go back to the McRib and Eric saying dumb stuff. Welcome back to hell.
The Jack dude, I'm sure he probably looked normal at 325. He's huge, you know what I mean?
I mean,
that's
but yeah,
what I mean.
I think of like
But I'm
genetics.
5'6" and 300 pounds.
I think of genetics, dude. If if I get in like to the 160 range,
Mhm.
I'm considered overweight at 160 at
really?
my height.
That's
Yes.
so ridiculous.
Which BMI is weird and skewed, and people think weird things anyway. But like, that's regardless if it was muscle or fat.
Yeah,
Like weight is just weight.
yeah,
So they say
BMI,
like,
right?
right?
Yeah.
And they're like, if you're at one whatever, like, if that's your range, and it's based off your height and your age, and that's it. Like, there's no deciding factor. So like, I know someone, which you know also, they are considered morbidly obese, and work out constantly,
Yeah,
big,
he's
like
not in terrible shape though.
built, right? But just like the amount of what is consumed and how much they weigh when you put those all together, it's just like they're considered like morbidly
Yeah.
obese because that's just like the weight on their joints and stuff.
If he's considered morbidly obese, I must be considered like Godzilla level.
he's he's up there like on I can't remember how much, but
Yeah.
up there.
Anyway,
Yeah, cool.
welcome to Weight Corner with Matt and Eric. I'm gonna lose 10 pounds or not. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
10 pounds or not.
You're just
I
mad.
already discount myself.
You're just mad. Yeah, you have an out. I either will or I won't. What's gonna happen?
I'm gonna lose 10 pounds or F it. You know? Like okay.
No, it's great.
Did you have anything else you
Nope.
want to talk about?
Nope.
Okay. Well, thanks for listening, guys.
Bye.
We'll see
Merry
you.
Christmas.
We'll see you next week.
Oh man.